So for this lesson, we're going to be looking at angle relationships and we're going to incorporate the algebra. So before we continue, we're going to go over the conjectures as conditional statements of the angle relationships from the previous lesson. So for the corresponding angles conjecture, if we have two lines that pass through two parallel lines, so we want to make sure that the lines that the transversal is passing through is are two parallel lines, then the corresponding angles are, and this would be congruent. If we have a transversal that passes two parallel lines, then their alternate exterior angles are also congruent. That's for our alternate exterior angles conjecture. For our alternate interior angles conjecture, if you have a transversal that passes through two parallel lines, then the alternate interior angles are congruent. And here's where we have the same side. Remember, same side supplementary. So if we have a transversal that passes through two parallel lines, then the same side interior angles are supplementary. And remember, supplementary angles are two angles that add up to 180 degrees. And the same for our same side exterior angles conjecture. If we have a transversal that passes through two parallel lines, then their same side exterior angles are supplementary. And it means that we have two angles that equal to 180. Same side supplementary. And again, same side interior, supplementary. Everything else is congruent. Alternate exterior angles, congruent. Alternate interior angles, congruent. Corresponding angles, congruent. So note that if two lines are not parallel, then the above conjectures are not true, which means that the inverse of this conditional statements are true as well. So if we say if a transversal does not pass through two parallel lines, then their same side exterior angles are not supplementary. So that would be an example. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to solve for x. So if we look at this diagram, we have my two parallel lines, and we know they're parallel because of these arrows. My transversal is the line that crosses or intersects both of them. Notice how these two are on the same side of the transversal. And if you recall from our hamburger, there's my buns. So those two angles are on the interior. So we have same side interior. So if we have same side interior, we know that our angles are going to be supplementary. Again, that means that they're equal to 180. So when you're setting up your equation, you want to add the angles and make them equal to 180. So let's go ahead and set that up. We have 17x plus 2, and then we're going to add 26x plus 6, and then have them equal to 180. In our colors, equal to 180. And then we solve for x. Combine like terms, we get 43x plus 2 plus 6, that gives us a plus 8, is equal to 180. Subtract 8, divide by 43, and we get x is equal. Right now we look at this one, we're also going to be solving for x. So again, we see that our two lines are parallel, and my transversal that intersects it is this one. So if you notice, we have 98 degrees and 17x minus 4. They're on the same side of the transversal, but they're not both on the interior or exterior. Remember our hamburger, there's one on the exterior, one on the interior, so that just means that we have corresponding angles. So the same side comes from that and we have corresponding angles. And we know that corresponding angles are congruent. So whenever you have angles that are congruent, then you simply set them equal to each other. So in this case, we've got 98 degrees equal to 17x minus 4. And then we solve for x. Okay, remember we want to add 4 to both sides and then divide by 17, and x is equal to